Hello, Lisa from Fort McMurray Economic Development and Tourism. How are you?
Good, thanks. Robbie, how are you?
Good. I just got back from Calgary. I was having like a high-level meeting at the Calgary Petroleum Club, and your name came up. And they said that the work you're doing is starting to kind of get out there amongst the business community, not just in Calgary, throughout Alberta. So tell me right now, what are you specifically working on, you and your team, for industrial, economic, business attraction and retention in the region?
That's a great question. So, well, it's great to hear, first of all, that we are getting recognized and the word out there. We've been doing a lot of targeted marketing and campaigns to get Fort McMurray Wood Buffalo on the map for, place to live, invest, work, and visit. So that's great to hear. Specifically to industrial investment attraction, we're doing a lot of work actually. So everything we do is driven by research and data initially. A couple of years ago, we did an economic diversification study, and we partnered with the regional municipality with their team on that. We wanted to look at ways we could diversify our economy. And they wanted to look at, okay, if we do diversify our economy by these ways, like how do we increase our population, or what impact is that on our population? And so we did this study, and there are some identified opportunities, and the opportunities are data centers. So the province of Alberta wants to really attract data centers, and in Canada is a really good market. Alberta is a very good market for data centers. We have a lot of value proposition. Our cold weather, for example, is one of the reasons why data centers will be good in this region. Land, for example, is another reason. Infrastructure, there's all of these things that we're looking at, and we've identified data centers as one of the opportunities. So the other opportunities are sulfur processing. So we have large stockpiles of sulfur, so what could we do to commercialize that? 3D metal printing is another opportunity. Warehousing and storage is another one, and then rare earth minerals from the tailings ponds. So all of these are opportunities that have been identified, but there's further research that needs to go into, what can we attract, how can we make investment attraction, what are the opportunities. We look at what are the assets that support that type of investment, and what I mean by that are, what does our labor force look like? We have a post-secondary educational institution, so that's a real benefit because Keano College provides training. So if a large investment is going to come here, we have the ability to train people through Keano College. We have an international airport, we have land, we have roads. Things like this are items that we need to further identify as assets. And one of the things we do in economic development is connect people. So we've identified certain opportunities, but then we really need to get connected to the experts or experts in that field to help us. One of the great things that our team has done in partnership and collaboration with the municipality and Pathways Alliance is present to that group and show them the results of the studies that we've done. So as a result of that, we are going to start, Pathways is going to arrange a working group that will work with our team to get some of those experts to work with us to identify some of the opportunities. For example, there could be materials that come from the tailings ponds that could be used as ingredients for something else, to manufacture something else, or to develop some type of a process that could be commercially viable. So we need to first, speak with some of those experts and look at what those opportunities are. We are not experts in that field, but we can connect the dots.
What are some other opportunities? I know someone was talking about sulfur. There's a lot of sulfur here, and there's potential for that.
Exactly, and that's what we're diving deeper to find out. Sulfur, for example, is one of the main ingredients used in fertilizer. So when we look at, food security is a big topic in the world, and how do we support that industry, and perhaps there's an opportunity there, but there's a lot of information that we need to dig into further to see if that's viable.
What two big businesses are opening here in the next bit?
Well, they're not opening right away, but there's shovels in the ground north and south of Fort McMurray. So we've got, of course, Parsons Creek, and Walmart Supercenter is going to be locating and building in Parsons Creek. And then of course we have in Corey Ridge, which is just on the way out of Fort McMurray on the top of the hill by Tim Hortons. We have Home Depot that will be building in the next while.
So when is expected that those two are going to open?
Sometime in 2026.
Cool, that's exciting.
And that's exciting. And I guess the important thing to realize is how long it takes for them to make the decision to make that type of investment. Our job in economic development is to, market the region for investment, for people to come and live and work and visit. And so on the investment perspective, we again got all the research, the data to say, this is a good place for retail, for example. And then there was, going to developing your material and going to where those types of investors are. So retailers, developers, all of that.
So now you're becoming like a mini celebrity. Pretty much every single province and every state is talking about you. But for the few people that don't know who you are, how do they get a hold of you if they're interested in finding out more about our region and they want to do business here? And it's not just small, it's not just like Walmart. You'll meet with anybody and talk to anybody about doing business in the region.
Oh, absolutely. There's lots of opportunity, for example, for our local businesses. When we go to the retail shows, there's lots of franchises, for example, that they want, they should be in the market, they want to be in the market, but they need operators. So if you're looking to, invest in a business and you want to look at exploring what a franchise looks like, that might be an investment opportunity. And that's just one example. There's lots of different examples, but go to our website, FMWB.ca. You can connect with the team. So you can connect with me, you can connect with Jessica, who's our Director of Business and Investment Attraction, and anyone on our team, and then they'll get back to you and meet with them. And we're open for business. We're open to, all opportunities to create new business, investment, and to support along the journey and connect you accordingly.